Introductions now out of the way. Let's rejoin our commentary team. That's John Gwynn and Dave Lanning.
And these are the practice starts with Keith Deller. John, it's a long, lonely walk in here, isn't it, with the fanfare going? It must be a nerve-wracking moment.
Yes, and of course, Keith Deller's done it many times before. He's appeared on television. We saw there he's of course, a world champion in 1983, a British professional champion in 1987. He's won other championships as well, but very few players can claim to have won both of those. The British Pro, a week-long tournament like the World Championship, and to have won both is really a great achievement, although many people tend to mock Keith, but they do, in so doing, forget that fact. And I think at the end of the day, it might be that day that could be the difference. We saw there Jim Watkins alluding to the fact that Jim Whidmar hasn't appeared in these circumstances, the warm lights, the television, and one wonders how he'll react to it.
Well, interesting character, new name, comes from Manhattan, lives in Staten Island, New York. Won some funny old titles: Extravaganza, Top Cricket, the Firecracker Open, the Syracuse Open, and the Clipper City Open.
Yes, he's won a lot of cricket titles. That's cricket on the dartboard, American
Ladies and
style.
gentlemen, the first leg, Keith the throw.
I don't think he'd know a first slip from a long leg, but his cricket on the dartboard has been pretty useful over the years.
Certain boards in this country call it Mickey Mouse. Tom, this is Keith Deller, first starts of this first round match.
97.
First look personally for me at Whidmar, youngish guy, nice, stylish, straight arm throw, knows where the trebles are.
83.
There's a picture of this really tremendous room here, darts, really in champagne style.
140.
It must be just about the biggest arena that darts has ever played anywhere in the world. And just looking at the crowd as the players are coming in there, John, it's not the conventional darts crowd. There are lots of holidaymakers. Sky Sports spreading the message across the world of darts.
Absolutely, and the fact that they should come in the numbers they have on a day like this, I think speaks volumes for the tournament itself.
Look at Keith going here, 2 trebles.
140.
And we got a graphic shot there when we really closed in on those darts with the way that Keith chalks his barrels. He chalks them virtually after every throw.
140.
Good score back there.
Keith, you require 124.
Keith on 124, could go here. 64 going. Needs another one.
92.
Whidmar unable to check on 183, so Deller should have 3 clear darts. In fact, will have 3 clear darts. Might not need them at a double. Having a look around with
99. Keith, you require 32.
For first blood, Keith Deller.
Yes, game shot.
He'll be happy with that.
Keith Deller.
That was clinical.
Yes, he will be happy because, of course, it was Deller who started, and you'll expect the whole service, as they say.
Whidmar with the darts.
60.
Keith Deller, East Anglian of course. Ipswich Town season ticket holder.
58. 97.
So here's Deller again, and he's beginning to spread a bit of chalk back, and that has proved to be distractive in the past.
100.
Yes, he doesn't keep it in his pocket, though, just like we know that that's topical. We were talking about cricket a few minutes
Nothing
ago.
in the regulations in darts, we hasten to add,
44.
would they even dream of attempting anything to gain advantage, John? It allows him an easier release.
140.
Some players would say that would be hampering their style, and they prefer a firmer grip, John, but Keith likes a nice slippery release.
Well, I would say, in all seriousness, that it's the same principle that Mike Atherton was actually talking about in that cricket controversy, keeping the sweat off the hands, and that's exactly what it's doing for Deller. throwing darts with sweaty hands is a very, very difficult occupation.
Oh.
20.
Well, that's double jeopardy there. He had the score there, and of course the dart only counts, the score only counts, John, we should point out, at the moment of retrieval if the dart's in the board. So he actually scored minus 20 there in a way.
68.
183 the target. 106. It's going to have a look around now.
58.
And a bogey shot for Whidmar too on 168.
60. Casey require 125.
Be interesting to see which way he goes here, Dave, because there are. He's got the 50, 75 left. Well, he went for the 25 for the 50, which might be considered a little cheeky, but he's recovered.
113.
Well, it leaves him
Jimmy require
double six,
108.
and 108's within target range. Unusual way of going. It's got to come out, got to come down.
Yes, it is unusual, but I notice a number of Americans have used that.
Don't often see this one. It's over there at 3 o'clock. Drifting away rather than closer.
No score. Jim, you require 76.
No, 16 to shoot.
Yes,
That's good shooting.
game shot. And a second leg.
To go very quickly to that double, that 108. If you score single 19, then you want 89, which is treble 19 and double 16. If you score treble 19, then it leaves 51, which is 19 and double 16.
81.
So effectively 108, when you think about it, is a natural 19 shot. And yet many players go for the 18s, others of course go for the 20s. But I have noticed with the Americans, if we come to it again, it'll be interesting to see if it happens again, Dave.
The digital thinking.
Yes, it makes a lot of sense. And the great thing about this game is that we're all learning every day from other players.
100.
And if you think this is a simple game mathematically, let me just tell you that from 170 downwards, there are 83,349 different combinations to shoot at. I bet you didn't know that.
60.
Yes, and I only know about 81,794.
And there's another statistic. If we're going to go mad, John, at 58, there are 1,428 different
84.
methods, but they only go one way, 18 double top. Anyway, back to the match. Interesting now, two youngish fellows. Whidmar must be one of the youngest players in the competition. Keith down to 34 now.
140.
Won the World Championship 23, 66 to 1, coming out now.
57.
Playing the board now, Keith Deller. Very early on in this match.
$59.
John, Keith is very much a front runner. When he's in front and going well, his confidence grows. But when the pressure is on, we've seen him visibly wilt, haven't we, sadly?
Yes, and it's, we've said that about other players, of course, notably perhaps John Lowe. There are players who, once they get in front, they're very, very difficult to peg back, but equally, as you say, behind, they're different players.
41.
So Deller on 124.
124.
104, really should come across for treble 18, would have left in the ball. It's got to stay there.
56. Jim, you require 101.
Many ways of going for this, and a lot of players go for the 19s, knowing that it leaves 82 if they get the single 19, but he prefers to go 70. 99,
he's in trouble.
Can't check out. .101, I've seen John Lowe so many times simply go treble 21 double top. And he's
41.
got it thousands of times in his
Casey
career.
requires 68.
68 the shot for Deller. Now 48. It's got to come out for 16 or 8. Now double 16. Needs this one.
52.
It's another miss. That's the fourth double
Jim,
he's
you
missed.
require 60.
Well, only one way for going for this, surely. No double top. Single 20 double top. Oh,
Yes, game shot.
realigned himself very cleverly.
Widmayer.
Della will be tested. He's 2-1 down, took the first leg, but that's the first leg in this game to go against the darts.
So young Whidmar here, in his first major televised tournament in Europe that I'm aware of, showing he is far from overawed.
100.
Not a lot of players come out of New York, John, although I've been in New York and been in a bar in Wall Street where they have a darts club where they insist on you keep your jacket on when you throw.
I don't suppose it made too much difference in your case, Dave, did it?
I'm a big enough fool talking about the game, never mind playing it, John.
$100. $60.
Freddie Williams calling the shots, one of the great referee callers in the game, along with Bruce Spenley. They're the best in the world. There's Fred.
96.
And while these players are throwing, if you can see either referee move a muscle, then you have seen history.
30. $140.
Moves into the position of authority here, Keith Deller, down at a 2-dart potential finish next throw, and Whidmar languishing on 251, but making an enormous hole in it.
180.
Now, Della has been known on 66. Della has been known to go for the bull here. But it looks as though he's gone for treble 14 for double 12 and brilliant finishing. Normally it's 50 double 8, but that's his way in this tournament, it would seem, and it's worked.
You're back live at the Winter Gardens, Blackpool. We're all square 2 apiece between Keith Deller and Jim Whidmar in this first round match, and we have got some interesting statistics beginning to unfold here. You can see Keith Deller is, 8 points ahead on the 3-dart average, and he's scored 4 140 pluses, although Whidmar's hit the only maximum so far.
Yes, almost 9 points when you look. That's nearly 86.
Look at the checkouts. You can see that Whidmar has... 1/3 the better average. He's has a 50% checkout average.
Yes, as you would expect, because obviously Deller scored better. And it's reflected again there, but Widmayer's hit the doubles.
14 and 13 dart finish for Keith Deller in the 2 legs he's won. That's impressive.
So's that trophy we saw.
Coming out.
83. $81. $100. $85.
Third dart there was a face saver for Jim Widmayer. Deller still shading this leg.
41.
Ton 40 could swing things around here for the American.
140.
That has changed the complexion of this leg. Crowd here are very respectful, and so they might be with Deller
140.
hitting the trebles. You can see they really are a good crowd. They're not the conventional looking darts crowd, it has to be said, but they seem to be knowing their darts and they seem to be enjoying the entertainment.
Beautiful, that. Beautiful. Got to say, that was fantastic.
65. Keith, you require 137.
Well, 117 now left. He's got to come out surely now for 57 to leave double top.
Jim, you require 130.
Might use the bull here.
94. Keith, you require 78.
And Whidmar's on double 18, 78. 60 now left. Double top. Important dart.
38. Jim, you require 36.
Double 18.
Yes, game shot. And the fifth leg. Jim Widmayer.
There's the score.
Sixth leg, Jim to throw first.
Whidmar nosing ahead, and Deller's missed double count now is 5 against Widmar's 2. And that's really has just made the difference of this game. It's a good start.
121.
But of course, if they hit the maximum 180 with the first 3 darts, we all start getting twitchy about the 9-dart finish. Only achieved twice, never on Sky, but this
81.
Seems like a good week for it, John.
Yes, it'd be tremendous, wouldn't it? We'd be able to say literally now they're motoring.
100.
Well, if there's any kind of an omen at all, Keith Deller it was who was playing against John Lowe when Lowe hit his in 1984. And Deller knows where the trebles are. Look at that shot.
140.
He joined the dart and the treble, courtesy of Sky television cameras.
$60.
Well, Whidmar still has the strike, and we're getting down towards kill time. And Keith Deller can really ill afford to go 2 legs adrift again.
60.
A reflective Steve Brown, and Emmett the Duck has his beak down.
$81. Jimmy require 160.
Well, this would really be a massive finish. Needs the 2 trebles. That looks like one of them realigns to his left. Got to stay there.
85. Keith, you require 139.
There's a possibility. He's come down for treble. 19 gets a single.
99.
Levels it off.
Jimmy
Double top.
75.
Now then, John, lots of ways for this. 75.
Yeah, should go treble 17 for double 12. 17, 18 tops. Simple as that. 18 wanted for tops. Tops for 4-2. Oh,
35.
he's missed an important one as well.
Keith, you require 40.
Well, Keith Deller knows where this one is. Does the dart? Yes, it does.
Game shot. And the 6th leg. Keith Deller.
Well, so the
7th leg.
first
Keith
2
to
legs
throw
of this
first.
game went with the arrows, but the last 4 legs have gone against the darts each time. And that's
Keith
a
will
trend.
come out very early. He's got to come out. And he goes back up again.
82.
Oh, playing the board pretty early on here, John. Is that a sign of anything?
Well, the fact that the darts are going against the legs is a trend the players will be very much aware of. And
41.
the player throwing first knows that if he can just once hold the initiative, take advantage of the fact that he's throwing first, then he could go on to win the game.
Breaking a
140.
breaking a serve in tennis is a sporting equivalent.
Entirely, yeah.
I like the look of this young man, John. His first big tournament, and I mean he's in there
100.
slugging away, and by no means overawed. He's in against a world champion, and yet he's more than holding on to him.
Yes, we were speculating earlier, coming down here, we were speculating
40.
earlier how he would respond to the big occasion, but we have to say that so far so good.
$41.
Disillusion on his face. Keith Deller will look at treble 19s.
58.
He will look at treble 19s.
47.
Just in the wrong segment.
Easy.
Can ill afford to lose 33% of your scoring potential at this level, at this stage, all tied up. Keith Deller still has a 2-type potential checkout next throw
60.
on 101.
Keith, you require 101.
It's got a single 20. 81.
I think it's 74, treble 14 his throw. 60 when he goes.
$100. Keith, you require 60.
And now double top. It was good to him last time. Now double 10.
40.
2 more missed doubles.
Jim, you require 112.
It's got to come for treble 20 really first throw. Got a 111. Well, looks like it's in the wrong bed.
Yes, 105. He's going to stay odd number. In fact, he
8
did.
score.
He did by scoring.
Keith, you
one.
require 20.
Double 10. And now 5s.
Yes, game shot. And the 7th leg. Keith Deller.
Through this tournament so far, the double 10 hasn't really taken a hammering, and it's
The
amazing how many
8th leg,
times
Jim
we've seen
to
double
throw
5
first.
appear on our screens.
This is the 8th leg.
45.
And we get a growing sense of conviction that this one could possibly go longer than any other match we've seen. Most of our matches have been fairly decisive. 8-3 has been pretty well the average score, John.
Yes.
140.
We did have an 8-5, didn't we, with Rod Harrington involved? I think it's the closest score we've had. That score actually, Harrington going through 8-5, not as
40.
comfortable as the score suggested, as I'm sure he would agree. This one, I have a feeling, will go even closer than that.
$60.
Well, he's attacking.
66.
And that's what can happen when you've got sweaty hands. And I'd rather suspect that was the reason for that.
But there's no real reason why he suddenly switched his main attack to treble 19s at all, John.
60. $100.
Turn 40 here would be useful, and that's being a very good friend to him.
134.
A devastating switch to the basement for Keith Deller leaves him in with the possibility of a 2-dart finish on 107.
Harvey,
140.
I don't think he'll go for the 2-darter, though.
Keith,
He'll
you
try and
require
make use
107.
of 3, and he may stay upstairs first. He has done, in fact. 47 left, I think, if that's treble.
No,
Indeed, it
it's a
isn't.
single.
71 scored, and
89.
double 18 would have seen him through.
Jim, you require 110.
So,
Now
50
then.
left, 18 for double 16. I think that's what he's eyeing up. Yes, double 16.
Oh, good finish.
Yes, game shot.
Oh.
And the 8th leg. Jim Whidmar.
Welcome back to the Winter Gardens, a game between the United States and England. Jim Whidmar, the 24-year-old from New York, averaging 76.74, and Keith Deller rather superior on that account, 83.45. But it's all about doubles as well in this game, although you'll see there the speed of the throw, not a lot to choose between them. I'm a touch surprised, actually, that Widmayer and Deller throw roughly the same speed as Steve Brown, David, but there we are. Doubles hit, Widmayer certainly has a far, far better ratio, almost 2-to-1 to Keith Deller, and that's why we're level, even though Deller has, by some way, the superior scoring power.
9 missed doubles.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ninth leg. Keith to throw first.
4 all then, remember, first to 8, providing there's at least 2 legs between them. If
28.
There isn't, we just go on and on until a player has won by 2 clear legs.
$42. $180.
Well, I don't know what Keith Deller had during the break. I'll have some myself. Lovely maximum, that. His first.
59.
Always nice to get a maximum against the darts. It's almost like having 2 throws to your opponent's 1. And you can see the net result. He's ahead
100
by some way.
And of course, John, Keith is such an attitude player that that kind of boost really lifts his game.
Good point, yes.
60.
Down he comes. And then switches back up. Went for the treble 18 with that one, but straight into 4. But he's left himself 150.
$140.
Would have had all 3, but for a little bit of a ricochet.
$100.
50 when he goes. Widmayer way back there.
$100. Case to require 50.
18 for double 16, surely. Double 16 to go 5-4 up. Yes!
Yes, game shot. And the ninth leg.
Against the darts. Keith Deller goes 5-4 in front. And that could prove to be a vital
10th leg, Jim to throw first.
My fault. He did in fact start with, didn't he, Deller in that leg?
100.
Nevertheless, 5-4 up and looking with a big score here to try and just steal a march. Comes down for treble 19, but interesting there, Dave. Deller went 1 up. Widmayer came back 2-1 up. Deller equalised at 2-all, 3-2 to Widmayer.
83.
Then Deller picked up a couple of legs. Went 4-3 up, 4 apiece at the break, 5-4 for Deller, and we suggested a few legs ago that this could go the distance.
What we used to describe on our far-off days as cub reporters, John, as a ding-dong struggle.
Must still be a cub. I've used it many times.
99. $140.
219 with Mayer. Has to come down if he's thinking about his game. Good thinking,
97.
son. 59 would have left him 160, but he got the treble anyway.
$41.
So 122. Deller's not on a finish here, so we might see Widmayer going other than the... Oh, well, he's gone for treble 18. 68 left. So he's standing back and thinking, what's my best bet? Or he may be thinking, what have I got left? He's entitled to ask the referee. 68 he wants. well, 67 now. Treble 17 is shot to leave him double 8. In fact, he's singled it.
72.
So Della on 159, which is one of those bogeys.
99.
Widmayer on 50. We saw Della get this, 18 double 16 last game. What's he doing? Double 16 wanted by Widmayer. And snap! Same as.
And a 10th leg.
And it's 5 apiece.
11th leg. Keith to throw first.
Well, a game that just won't lie down. It's boiling up into a real thriller, this. Rather like the city that never sleeps, and he lives in it.
100.
Staten Island.
And Keith Della's beginning to spread a bit of chalk deposits around on that 20 segment, John.
100.
Doesn't seem to be putting Whidmar off his stroke.
No, I remember when Della first started to use this chalk powder or chalk substance, and 1 or 2 players weren't entirely happy with it. I think most people are used to it now.
100.
As you say, it doesn't bother him anyway.
$60.
Brings them together, this game.
140.
Big city lad from New York against a country lad from Suffolk, England. Down he comes. And perhaps using the board again.
57.
Tends to hop around a
Here
bit.
you require 161.
Can go out here. Treble 17's a good one. For the bull, the biggest outshot of the... Well, he
97.
decided in the end not to go for it. Well, he had obviously a dart wasn't in that we thought was. Well, I'm not sure that he'll stay down there because he wouldn't have gained anything by it. I think that 180 was his target. Another 16 for double 16, and double 16 it is. Indeed it is.
Yes, going
well,
in the 11th leg.
That's Whidmar back in front 6-5, and Dave Lanning 3 legs since the break, and each time the double's been hit with the first dart.
12th leg, Jim to throw first.
And Whidmar does have the darts here. And this really is now beginning to pile some pressure on Keith Della, and he has
60.
rather reacted badly in the past to this kind of pressure. He looks very cool here, doesn't seem to be flushing up at all, seems to be in control of his emotions. But he's got to win this one, really.
100.
Yes, if you go 7-5, the other chap gets within 1 leg of a win. You know you've got to win every one, and then even go beyond that. And
140.
in by the 2 clear legs. Going well now, the American.
$60.
Down he comes.
99. $123.
Should leave him 120. He'll go down there. He won't want to knock that one out.
98.
So they're both on 120. But the important thing is, it's this man with the darts first. Treble 20 for double top. Oh, long way off. 95 left. Very, very disappointed with that. 76 when he goes. If he goes, Della 120.
120.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Double top wanted. Oh,
100.
so 76 for Widmayer.
Jimmy requires 76.
Wants double 8. 2 darts in his hand. Moves across. Oh,
No
I
score.
think nerves just beginning to play the part
Peter
there,
requires
perhaps.
20.
So double 10. It hasn't been a very successful double this week so far. But it has for Della there. Keeps him in the game at 6 apiece. So Della manages to get the double.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The 13th leg. And Keith to throw first.
Which means that he's got back, if you like, the service. 6 apiece. This certainly so far the closest game we've had.
100.
Interesting, Dave Lanning. The bookies reckoned this was going to be close. 6-5 on, 6-5 on, and well, I reckon that at the moment those would be about the odds anyway.
Well,
97.
the gentlemen of the turf are not renowned for giving much away, John. Although we are told they had took a little bit of a caning yesterday here, which is perhaps reassuring to hear.
83.
Widmayer second, got one in the 4th leg, which actually lost.
140.
Good reply by Della. .204 some. I know he knows it, but really, he is coming down now.
97.
Oh, what a good switch.
.55.
So it's Widmayer really with the advantage here. We'll go for treble 20. 67 left, treble 17. Treble 17's his shot. Now 50. Will he go for it? The bull. Unlucky.
102.
So 25 left, Della 123. Surely treble 19 with the first start. Yes, that's 66 left. 16 for the bull. Oh, he's missed the 16. 59 left. A double top
83.
if he gets a shot. Widmayer then 25. Well, he's got his own way. I think he's going to go 17 for double 4. He's got the treble 17, in fact. Always a danger of that.
Peter require 40.
So Della on 40. Double top. To take a 7-6 lead. Ever nearer. Oh, but another dart might have made it. He's not entitled to one. So Widmayer 25, 17 for double 4. Double 4 wanted. Oh, and again, so close, right in the corner. He can smile about it. Maybe a nervous smile, maybe a nervous reaction. Now it's Della again. Double top. And this time I said another one would do it. I didn't mean it like that. But Della 7-6 up. Well.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 14th leg. Jim to throw first.
Tell you what, Dave, it's cost them £2 to come in this afternoon to watch 3 games of darts, and this one alone is worth 5 times that, I reckon.
60.
Well, it's interesting too. I'm just keeping account here of the darts that the double they've missed, and Keith Della, though he's now got his nose in front, has in fact missed 15 shots at a double.
60.
Made life interesting.
Yes, I mentioned £2. That's all it is for a session. So if you live in the northwest or anywhere within reasonable travelling distance of Blackpool, then why not come along and
99.
make your presence known by way of cheering and clapping and generally joining in things.
81.
Of course, John Della just needs this leg now to sneak home.
A test of Widmayer's character.
100.
But if it does go 7-all, don't forget, 2 clear legs must be the distance between the players. So we could have a lot of darts left in the game yet.
72.
Well, families
They're wonderful pictures, John. Precisely that point. The families are in here watching
99.
darts. That's a slight change in emphasis in the past. Look at them. Great shots.
On holiday, Dave. Popped in. Yes, it's good price, it's good value, and they'll come back again.
43.
This is great entertainment.
They see themselves on that box as well.
41.
Widmayer should level up here at 6 apiece because 102 against 245. 245 throwing now.
134.
Well, it's 111 for Della, but Widmayer 102.
Jimmy require 102.
Wants 97, treble 19 for double top. 78, treble 18 will do him for double 12 if he gets another shot. He's thinking about it, and he gets it.
78.
So 24 for Widmayer, puts Della under a bit of pressure. 111, he's coming down first. Got the 19, 92 left, treble 20 for double 16. Oh, that would have been a super finish under the circumstances. It was an important dart, would have won him the game. Now Widmayer, double 12. Big dart, very, very important. Oh, and he's missed it. So Della will step up to the hockey, wanting double 8
16.
to finish off the American. 16 wanted. Yes! Well,
Game start and the match. Keith Della.
Keith Della shouted yes, I shouted yes, and the referee Freddie Williams shouted yes. A brilliant game of darts, we've got to say, for Jim Widmayer. Commiserations, a tremendous effort by the 24-year-old American. But in the end, it's Keith Della's experience which saw him through. He won the last 3 legs. And it's Keith Della who will move into the second round.
And Jim Widmayer, tremendous game of darts.
Yes, the former world champion Keith Della through to the second round, an exciting 8-6 victory.